There we go. Best mount in the game, right here. Although, honestly, I feel like the Fat Chocobo music should be playing while I do this. I mean, come on. Doesn't that seem appropriate? I love it, by the way. If you can't tell, there's a... That's how we're compelling Mr. Chocobo to go forward. You know, if I'm being honest, I feel kind of cruel. Maybe... You know, honestly, no, I don't like this. I don't like this. Hang on. This poor guy, I mean, he just wants the food, right? So, let's go ahead and give him the food, and let's use our actual mount, shall we? There we go. That is our real mount. I don't know if I would call... This is definitely not a Jurassic Park game, but... this isn't really a Star Wars game. This is an FF14 game. And I know that sounds like a strange statement, but allow me to explain this. For those of you who haven't heard me talk about this or are not aware of this, FF14 1.0 was, I want to re-stress this, no hyperbole, no memeing, no joking. FF14 1.0 was the worst MMO I've ever played in my life. It was bad on every level. And every time someone's like, oh, how could it have been so bad? And I sigh every time someone asks that, because the only way to answer them is to go down the list of everything, because they did everything wrong except for two things. Actually, there was the graphics fidelity was pretty neat, although that caused issues, and there was a decent story, although it was really, really badly presented. Two decent things. Everything else, the level design, the terrain design, the encounter design, oh my god, it was insanity. So, and it's just bleh. So. FF14 turned from that, see you around Lorerunner, get some good rest, into this, right? This is a goddamn miracle, if you'll forgive me. The fact that they turned that garbage into this is amazing. Off we go. I keep waiting for the... So, FF14 just crashed. Sorry. Just as I expected. Gone without a trace. Shed no tears for our little friend. Through his sacrifice, we now know how much distance we must keep from the hollows to avoid being sucked into the void. You could have, like, thrown a rock. Or a plant. Or hell, just grab a bunny, dude. We practiced these spells day after day, night after night for what seemed like an eternity, and at long last we were deemed ready to accept the summoning. But then Yuna showed up and started dancing. Sadly, I have not the strength to reach further beyond, nor keep the portal open for more than a few minutes. No, I'll need further training before I can face... the guy standing right behind you. Phronesis, where in the hells did that bastard come from? Stars. Stars. Can we run now? Could we have already started running 30 seconds ago? Extremely evil, Savacom. We will not pet any puppy that we run across. I'm glad to have found this, although you can pet the slimes in WoW now. Mr. Red asks about the housing situation. So how is the housing situation going in Ishgard right now? I'm sure it's going well. Right? Everything's cool there? Do as you like, help or no, you've no chance of beating me to the prize, because unlike you, I'm not all talk, and neither are me mates. Speaking of mates, how much did it cost you to buy his friendship? Oh, do tell. Evil laughter, dead puppies. You should choose your friends more carefully, sinner. When all goes wrong, don't say I didn't warn you. Oh, the Chauncey, the chocolate icing. You have questions, I'm sure. The healer one was good. I remember it. And the caster one, I mean, I gave a separate positive to... Oh, God! It's terrifying. It's staring at me. But yes, Disco. I've lived too much of the gangster's paradise. I churned butter once or twice. As she grew older and honed her skills further, she set her eyes on bigger prizes. She became a hunter of notorious marks and of Muhammad Elvis. Together with her comrades, she killed Muhammad Elvis. He could not stand beneath her iron tirade. Alas, as her reputation swelled, so too did Muhammad Elvis. Only the most dangerous Muhammad Elvis would suffice, and so they resolved to hunt the Scourge of Norvant. Muhammad Elvis! I'm done. Oh, fine, but if you go and die on me, I'll pay a necromancer to raise you from the dead so I can kill you out of spite. My rates are cheap, I'm just saying. What, they were there too? And the stories were wrong? Stories can be wrong? God, strike me down, I've been such a fool. Why did I ever think I could do this alone? I hope you can find in your heart to forgive me all the things I said, Lore. I've regretted my behavior ever since the day we parted ways. It was stupid and nonsensical and utterly pointless. I'm not sure I can even tell you why I did what I did. Dude, I don't care. I am not a grudge holder. I'm really not. Unless you betray me, then I'm just going to kill you. Very simple. Thank you, my friend. I hope it's alright if I can call you that. So how did it feel, Rax, having this be your first exposure to role quests in Shadowbringers, Mr. Dragoon? and I just explained it. You know, you just kind of got a normal rotation. But wait, this happened, so that means you do this, this, and this. Okay. But when this happened and this happened, so it means you do this, this, and this instead, and that kind of changes it. I don't mind that kind of play style. I got into Dancer. It was fun. The rest, well, I mean, we don't talk about this class. Anyways. Let's get back to it. What is he wearing? It's like a mask, but it's actually coming out of his forehead. You see that? Anyways. Ah, the Verbeat? There's no voice acting, so I'm just making it up as I go here. Is that what this fuss is about? Then you're in luck, for my husband has yet to sell it. You be careful, Deltron. I'm gonna spoon you. But we'll be doing Eden, not today. Not tomorrow either. Well, maybe tomorrow. We'll see how far we get. We'll be doing Slim Jim Reborn first. With a spoon. See what I mean? Context is critical for information. Hey there, sinner. I broke the bad news to the widow while you were away in those 5 seconds. She took it about as well as you'd expect. I mean, I had to rush over in 5 seconds. Hey, your husband's dead, and then rush back. She, wasn't very happy about it. What is she wearing? That looks terrible on you. She's wearing like a bright lavender pink with lime green pantings. And the dress itself isn't flattering at all. Yeah, literally it makes her look larger than she is. And it doesn't even have good highlights. Like, the highlights just are edges rather than actual highlights. I plan to send her to Frondale's Frontistery. How do you say that? They can treat people like Oriel, although it costs more than most folks can afford. I got a 1.8 million gil lying around. Do you need a loan? 0% interest. Just saying. The paralysis would eventually wear off, but even now, years after removing the collar, my whole body will suddenly seize up. It's as though the pain never left me and could reawaken at any moment. Okay, so, I think I'm sick of this setting. Where's my destroyer? Where's my Star Destroyer?
It's not here.
I need my Star Destroyer. Frostborn? Anything? All I've got is a Yoshi. Alright, Yoshi. I need you to wipe out the setting. Yoshi! And that's the end of it. Oh, good lord. If we ever fight Lightning, she will either beat our ass, or we'll defeat her and then she'll get up and be like, well, that was a nice workout. And be completely unfazed by the fight. Remove the person. Well, okay. You are the last of us now. Well, guys, there's only one gunbreaker left. Tell him. No, this is a meta commentary on how few tanks there are. Ah, that was a quick costume. How did he hide that sword in the... Wriggle all you want, little fly. Nothing escapes my web. I look forward to torturing you horribly. Because I'm evil, apparently. You can't tell, but I'm totally evil. The chief put you up to this, and you agreed? Haven't you got anything better to do with your time? Wait, those garments, the quiet confidence, the powerful neck muscles, sculpted by a lifetime of nodding. Buddy, you don't know the half of it. Moment of truth, then. It's a... I mean, okay, credit where credit is due. For once, they're actually thinking about just blasting through. I mean, how often does that come up in fiction? Oh no, it's a locked door. It's made of wood. We have axes and swords. But it's a locked door. First name. Spook. This is an option WoW needs to use. They use it in some bosses. But they need to apply that as a universal thing. The ability to just... the ability to just teleport into a fight. I didn't even have a chance to move. I did not even have a chance to move. That was brilliant. Hang on, we gotta get anime in here. That sounds like a code limitation then, Remedy 69. Interesting. Sense make, though. Oh no, he's not a near character anymore. And he was never heard from again. Don't be silly. We have our clever minds. We have loads of explosives. That's true. And we have an exceptionally violent assistant. Who looks fabulous right now. I need a shot of our skirt. It's okay, I can look at my own skirt. Wait, it actually makes your butt bigger? I can kind of see it now. Maybe. I don't know. I might be wrong. Here you go. Let's get the perfect view going there. Anyway, so as I was saying... I give up. Oh, it won't let me jump to my death. Fine. I won't jump to my death, I guess. Yes, I'm... He literally just smelled my breath to verify that I am not drunk. Okay, you got me there again. So we can decide their fate. We can say it's Anog's fault, Conog's fault, both. Complicated, or my personal favorite, you're doomed! Doomed! I'm totally picking that. That's perfect. No, I don't have time to take a nap. I need to level during the break. Interesting, I'll take that under advisement, is what he says. You're doomed! There's no benefit to petty arguments. You have not been on the internet, ma'am. I see. Well, you must have just missed him. Sierra's wall is due for maintenance, and he had to oversee it personally. That said, any matters concerning you are top priority. It's nice to know that Sid is someone that considers us top priority, as indeed it should be. I'm reminded of Lotro, and one of the things Lotro got right. When Elrond had a problem, who do you think he called? Anyway. Upon speaking with Makoto, several cutscenes will play in sequence. It's recommended you set aside sufficient time to view these scenes in their entirety. Really? We're having one of those warnings here? Okay. I wish this was voice acted. I could get some work done while it's happening. Okay. Okay, whatever. Let's do it. Let's do it. Maybe I can't anyways? No, because I have to say it out loud. Damn it! Alright, whatever. Whatever. Let's do it. Look, you gotta remove the external players from the board before you can play the game. I'm just saying. If you're playing chess with someone, and there's a third person who just keeps reaching over and moving around the pieces on the board, and they are allowed to do that for whatever reason to make this analogy work, then you gotta get rid of that person first. Then you could focus on the board. We'll pretend that, who is this person? That's Rax. Okay, so we'll pretend I'm fighting Rax, right? So I'm like, puh, 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 and that's kind of Monk. Now, I don't mean this as an unkindness, but in WoW... Okay, you got me there, Rex. You gonna kill these things, guys? Come on, where's your deeps? I'd call you out, but recount's banned, which means I can't be a dick to you in chat. Because that's how that works. That's such a dumb reason. Is that the reason? Or is it just a, you know, we don't want people messing with the code reason? Because that can, I can see that one being a reason. I don't agree with it, but I can see it. Good. They don't want people to blame. Okay, so it is the first reason. That's what I thought. It's such a dumb reason. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Oh, how dare you! How dare you speak thus in my presence!
Am I gonna have to kill... Well, are my three friends gonna have to kill you again? Guys, could you kill him again, please?
I do have one condition, however. I am not the spry young Numo I once was. As such, I will require assistance in my fieldwork and testing.
Just point me to the boars. And bears, and whatever else. Zebras? I got zebras. You need zebra hooves? Troll ears? Here, boy. I want every cooldown. Okay, that was funny. This woman right here is the only reason I would consider sparing this city. That's not actually a joke. She's delightful. This place can go to hell. The chest contains canisters filled with dashedly potent insulating power, capable of halting the flow of ether in Talos. We need only get in throwing distance and let one fly. Thus disabling them without damaging. Ingenious. Yeah. It's called an EMP. Ordinarily, this is where I would ask you to run along and do the deed, but as I've said before, it's high time we learn to stand on our own 2 feet. Thankfully, throwing canisters is something even I should be able to manage. And if things go wrong and you get ground into paste, then we're all dead. I mean, you're all dead. I'll be fine.
Darling, you're back.
Oh,
But
what
of
a
course
man.
I'm back. You didn't see. Seriously, I can't.
And he's dead. Okay, I'm morbid, but that would be very funny if she literally did kill him right there. Like, if he was actually dead. And that's the end of Gilmore, right there. Well, that was all for nothing. Well, everyone should move out of Yulmore, because they're screwed. He's literally healing him. Alphino literally is healing him.
Go on, dear.
Or else I'll hug you. You wouldn't want me to hug you. Okay, I'm memeing a little bit, but I gotta be clear. I have given Dulia and whatever his name is 2 positives to story. And I stand by that. They are delightful NPCs. It is Chai. I'm right. It's Dulia and it's Chai. I just want to be clear about that. I am not joking. These 2 characters are fantastic.
Candid as ever, you giddy. And correct, I concede. Fortunately, I have an idea.
What if we... Hear me out. Invent replicators. He's probably going to stop at 1 health. What do you want to bet?
Kill or die!
Ian can live. He's a samurai. He's fine. I've seen anime before. He's going to pull out his sword, and simply the act of pulling out the sword will cleave the nearby mountain.
Never have I felt such bliss in defeat.
No, I will not marry you. Nay, wait, this is not the work of men, but monsters, the Asians. It cannot be a coincidence their trail led us here. Their objective was never to rule, but to sow strife and discord. They need more John Delancey in their lives, and honestly, who can blame them?
It is a day for fated reunions. Would you not agree, adventurer? Or should I address you as the Warrior of Light?
And I'd like to say something witty, but I've fought you so many times. Some of your dialogue is literally burned into my brain, and probably will be for the rest of my life. Hey, it's the 2 bodyguards again. I kept not noticing them the last time I did this. I wouldn't even know it's them, except for the fact that I've fought them as a boss by now.
I had hoped we might do more to help, but there seems to be no one left to fight.
A tactical withdrawal, perhaps?
We should give chase. Finish them off while we have the chance. Imagine the other surprise when they wake to find the war already won.
Okay, I know you're just being flippant and cute, Alice A, but I just gotta stress for those of you in chat, remember, we just fought the Emperor's personal guard. Yeah, you can't even see this on screen, can you? You can't even see how tiny of a dot I'm making with my fingers. This isn't even 1 legion. Never mind the forces of the Garlean Empire. We fought these guys. Nevertheless, we did pretty much turn this force around.
Will expunge all life.
We didn't do it alone.
Only you can forestall the calamity.
But we did do it. Meanwhile, at the border of Alamigo, it's the worst character in the game. That's not true. Second? Second worst character in the game. Not him. God, he's stupid. He has a gun sheath, by the way. In case you think I'm joking when I say the Garleans add guns to everything, Xenos had a gun sheath. Or a gun hilt? Holster? I don't know what to call that. I'm going to invent time travel someday. So, I will go back to myself and give myself time travel, so I can invent time travel someday. Not that I'm saying I've already done that, or will do that, however you want to think of that. Ah. There's the worst character in the game. Second worst character in the game. So I'm gonna shut up so you guys can enjoy the music. This is the explanation of the bad futures timeline. Or the bad timeline's future, sorry, I said that wrong. Whoops, I actually screwed that up. By the way, these are Flamborgs. Gelatin is futile. Anyways, so I can't do an Ixia with my friend. Now, you say, well, just go do the quest chains. That's true, but A, that's a huge time investment for me, and B, by the time I'm done, they no longer have a spot for me. Now let's add in wrinkle number 2. Let's say I'm not the only person who needs that attunement, but I'm at a different step than, say, Cashel, who is at a completely different step than me, and Valvedrix, who is a completely different step from both of us. All three of us are just everywhere with regards to this attunement chain. So all 4 of us cannot do this raid, even though, by all intents and purposes, we should be able to. This is why WoW got rid of attunements, by the way. Turns out Zero, I'm guessing he like had this or something, because he mentioned his map was completely covering his party window. So he's just sitting there, not healing me. And it's not like I'm just like, ugh. It was this slow melt as I'm like, wait, please. Eddie, heal. Just for a second. Ugh. Do it, Valvedrix. Give in to your anger. It's passing moment. Sorry. You make yourself more a grinder. Sinister Wing has donated another sub, and for this he shall not suffer. Thank you very much. As always, I appreciate your continued support. I will put that immediately to the return of Obra Dinn. Initiating data collection protocol. You didn't want children, did you? It's okay, by this point we have so much magical radiation in us that I would be amazed if we ever have kids. In lore. There's actually a group. Yay. Let's just follow the group, I guess. I trust them. Yeah, time dilation. It solves every problem. The time dilation is the Eagles of FF14. Well, that was fun while it lasted. I'm sorry, I find that funny because I spent all that time talking about gating and attunementing and...
What, that Allagan monstrosity, created to vanquish primals, with which you yourself once thought to conquer Eorzea?
And we defeat that thing approximately once a day. Every day. I'll be doing that today, too. I still have to level Dancer. We've come too far to back down now. I won't let Melisandre's death be in vain. That's stupid. I know they're young, but that is actually the definition of stupid. In fact, that's literally sunk cost fallacy. We've spent too much, therefore we have to keep going. Kids. Cheer up, Alphonse. We can all go back to being one big happy family after we've dealt with those pesky Eorzeans. Oh, they're all gonna die screaming! If that's what Sid said, right? They're gonna die in horrific agony. Their final moments will be torturous. Oh, God. And in all likelihood, their weapon will be ready long before we arrive. Approaching by sea would allow us to save time by circumventing their ground-based troops, provided we were able to secure a vessel. Yeah, I hate to jump in here, but guys is like, I wish we could capture them. You were standing right in front of them before they had an airship with me next to you. You just walked up here. Come with me. What? No, come on. Let's go. What if you don't want to get with you? Yeah, that's the Warrior of Light. He just broke your toy. Come on, let's go. Just promise you'll wait for me on the other side. No, there's not really an afterlife, so, he gone. You will never see him again, buddy. I finally found my purpose. To die for no reason. He really is a soldier. I'm sorry, that's a joke. No, I'm dead serious. There's 3 things in human society which are super varied amongst people. Sex, food, and music. See, some people look at that and think, all right, and those people are weird. But that's okay, because that's how that is. Because some people even like jazz music, if you can believe it. I like this remix right up until the next stanza, which starts here. Yeah, it doesn't work for me. There's apparently a game called Tower of the Succubus, which, I mean, you don't need to know anything more, really, do you? It's called Tower of the Succubus. One of the earliest things I learned when it comes to raiding, and you can actually probably make fun of me for this, is it's always your fault. Now you're probably thinking, aha, of course it's always your fault. No, let me explain what I mean by that. The mentality we had was try to figure out what you did wrong and try to improve it, right? In other words, don't go seeking to blame someone else, even if and indeed when it is someone else's fault. Try to pick up as much of the slack as you can to compensate for their failings. Now, the idea is if everyone takes that mentality, then everyone will be trying to improve their performance. Obviously, that only works if everyone's doing it. So if someone dies, even though it's their fault, it tends to bother me because, you know, I would like to think that in most circumstances I could have done something to actually make them not die. Pretty simple. As usual, the greatest danger in a Titan fight is falling off. I actually haven't fallen off Titan in a while, but I'm pretty sure whenever we stream it, I will. See, kind of like that. The night returning is all well and good, but doesn't make every day seem awfully short, and you're still dragging your heels. At least act as if you have purpose, would you? What is wrong with your lips? Now look here, I'm not one of your servants. Why don't you try carrying your own luggage for a change? Thancred, you're back! And you brought a thing with you. Get away from me! No! It's the fanboys and girls! I don't know what to call that, actually. The goth lovers? That does not look like a goth lover. Nope, that's definitely a Nomura character. You know how I can tell? her bracers slash sleeves are way too big for her arms. That's the real Nomura thing. That goes back years. Way before Kingdom Hearts. Although Kingdom Hearts had that too. I can't stop staring at her sleeves now. It's like she's got, like, oversized boxing gloves. Look at it. Boom. 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 What do you want? I want you to... I know this is going to be difficult, okay? We're going to need some industrial-grade pliers to grab the giant freaking palm tree that is shoved up your ass and pry it out, okay? Now, I'm going to need you to hold on for dear life, because we also are going to have to use the power of the sun itself for how deeply it's lodged in there to power... Yeah, I'm done. For all we know. I love how we're just doing the squats in the background. For all we know, there might not even be a later. Let me get this straight. You came here to talk about biscuits? Yes, they're light and crispy, and when you dip them in the coffee, they go nice and squidgy. The only reason you're even interested in that first place is because everyone else is doing it. Can't you think for yourself? Guys, bring in the industrial claw grip. We need to get that palm tree out of there. Until I find the truth, I'll never be free. Hang on. I think the gravitas of her dialogue can only be matched if it's coming out of these words, or these lips, okay? So, Omnom, I need you to voice her, okay?
Until I find the truth, I'll never be free. Yoshi.
That's Rain.
Yoshi.
Why do you care about other people? What have they ever done to you? I'm sure you haven't forgotten how we Yomorians treated you. The precious Oracle Light, like a bird in a cage. And yet you act as if nothing ever happened. So forgiving, so selfless. Now the pressure's on. I managed one fight, and I gotta manage the second one. I like how the entire group is beating the crap out of her. In sync. And 1. And 2. Gaia, the Oracle of Darkness, bringer of misery and death, a monster. It's no wonder they left me, mother, father. And next, it'll be all of you. Then I'll be back where I started, where I've always been, alone. I'd say don't cut yourself on that edge, but I think that's what she wants to do. Whatever that thing was, it was able to control a vast swarm of Sin Eaters, much like Vothry. Then again, it's clearly nothing like a Light Warden. In any case, it's gone now. I just hope it stays gone. Bum bum bum! I still don't know exactly what happened, but at least the danger's passed. For now. Bum bum bum! Though Gaia hath regained consciousness, I surmise it shall be some time before she is fully recovered from her ordeal. Bump! 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 I'm done. Sorry. Then I should go with you this time. I want to be a vessel for Shiva. We are awful parents, Cashel. If this was my niece, the answer would be no. Perhaps I'm getting slow in my old age, because it would seem Gaia's beaten me to it. To think she would be the one to break the ice. So now we're doing dad jokes, are we? I'm going to share this out loud. Zero just said, the Lorerunner audiobook classics, such as Why Are All These Kids Stupid? By Gaius, Screaming by Sid, and the most popular, Why Is My Dragoon Still on the Floor? By Lorerunner. I'd always believed it to be the duty of the strong to lead the weak, yet those who have become drunk on the power afforded by their station, prey on the ones they should protect. Can I get an amen for that one? That line right there, because that is so applicable at so many levels of real-life society. Jesus Christ. For everything I've done for her, and this is how she repays me. As her older brother, it's your responsibility to instill some discipline in her, and you have failed miserably. And I can't even continue my villainous speech because there's this giant Frostmourne sticking out of my face for some reason! So I choose you as the next pilot, and your mission is simple. Kill Gaius von Belsar, whatever it takes, and if you so much as entertain the idea of betraying me again, I'll exterminate every last one of your kind. Like the vermin they are. Okay, did we end up in Persona 5 again, by accident? Oh yeah, I want to show this off on camera, just really quick. So thanks to Rax and Cashel and Zero and Valvedrix, and I don't remember who else, sorry, but I finally got this stupid thing. This button. This is my Heaven's Word relic weapon. This is the very final step of it. And it's for Astrologian, as you can see, because I didn't change outfits. I am quite fond of it. I know it might not be showing on camera, but there are a surprising number of little details there. Different stylings of the runes, inlay. The glow effect actually has patterns and little constellations that move over it. It is very pretty. I'm very happy with it. Now, this is hardly revolutionary, but I want the firmament to be a place we can make an honest living. If a man works hard enough, he can have a roof over his head and food in his belly. That's insanity! You should live in poverty and die in the streets, cold and alone. If you turn the camera around, hey! It's the RGB lighting! In fleeting hues and endless warmth, a gentle light watched over me. A glimmer of hope once lost. That someday, people will appreciate FF8. Took a few years. Yeah, I promise, even should fate conspire to separate us, I will reach out to you wherever you may be. And I will come running. And Zodiark will just sit there, staring ominously and creepily in the background. FF14, Creep Bringers. Impurities must be purged. We shall begin by erasing you from her past, and then by your deaths erase you from her future. There's no place for you in our utopia. Because I'm evil, you see. I don't know if you caught that. The creep vibe might not have gotten across it, so I want to make it very clear. My middle name is actually Evilson. I come from a long line of Evilsons. Yeah, no, FF14 1.0 would be a lamentation, to use my own terminology, without hesitation, without anything. And yeah, now it is, I'd say, the tied for the big good MMO out there alongside World of Warcraft. With Guild Wars 2 and ESO and Star Trek Online, and Neverwinter being in the number 2 slot.